I don't know when this is from. There is a Google diversity pledge for devs and gamers alike to take. Gamer is a slur. I think what surfaced in the past couple months is all those people who back in 2014 through like 2016, and I guess until now, all the people who are like, the gamer identity is toxic, we need a new word. And these people who are like, we're culturally sensitive, we're cultural critics, we're geniuses, we need a new word instead of gamer that doesn't have negative baggage. How about we call ourselves players? How about we call ourselves players? Players doesn't have negative connotations associated with it. Oh, that will bring all the women in. Like, Jesus Christ. That's the caliber of person architecting diversity in gaming, just so you know. This was in the private groups between game devs and games journalists discussing this stuff, how to shape the industry. How about we just call ourselves players? Yeah, users. Users, that's good. That has no negative connotations either. I think user is more accurate than gamer for gacha games, to be honest. So, I've been a very naughty boy. Okay, I've insulted many diversity initiatives. I've made fun of a diverse range of gamers, games journalists, games developers, consultants, and I need to atone. I need to repent. Today, folks, we're going to take the Google Diversity Pledge, and I will be redeemed. Sounds ridiculous, but no, the Diversity Pledge is real. It's in their DEI and gaming section of games.withgoogle.com. Games.withgoogle.com/DEI pillars. Very Islamic of them. The Diversity Pledge. A global gaming audience demands diverse companies, content, and perspectives. That's not necessarily true, though. I think this is interesting that this is their top sentence, their immediate subtitle, subheader. Because often when a global gaming audience is discussed, it's all about what you have to cut out of things to not offend various audiences. They don't want, no, very much. It's always argued that a global audience doesn't want diverse perspectives. They want stuff that is not offensive to them. We're going to look at something from the Capcom localization team about that. Later, in fact, where they discuss how important it is to make sure you don't offend local audiences when localizing. Just like a piss mushroom and a piss log to represent diversity, I guess? Ah, yes, diversity, represented by the most generic... This is the Neopets marketplace! Does anyone know what I'm talking about? This is like the page where you could go to different people's shops in Neopets. What is going on? I just had like a childhood memory unlocked by this. All right. Why does it matter? Spoiler, it doesn't. Not to you if you're a gamer. Oh, they do say gamers in the article, but we'll see something interesting later. Today's gamers come from all walks of life. Offering the richest possible experiences to all players is a challenge in the gaming industry, but also an exciting opportunity. And today these goals are more pressing than ever. What if I suggested it's impossible for, like, any one product to serve literally everyone? Literally, don't even try. We've got people... Something exists for you quite naturally with all the small projects that are popping up. Championing diversity should start from within. 30% of all gaming developers identify as female, of which only 4% are actually... No, of which only 4% are black. Okay. Gamers crave authentic experiences. What does that even mean? I couldn't even tell you what that means. And their evidence for gamers craving authentic experiences is 47% of gamers aged 10 to 65 say they don't play games they feel aren't made for them. What does that mean? Is that what they were asked? I guess it must be. Yeah, how were they at? Maybe I'll have to look. Don't play games they feel aren't made for them. That just seems demented. What's the difference between that and 47% of gamers don't play games that don't look interesting, in their opinion? Like, what do you mean? Like, when you phrase a question like that in a messed up way, you're just doing a coin flip. I'm not surprised around 50% of people said yes to whatever the hell you asked them. Because it sounds like a gamble on whether anyone has any idea what the hell you're saying or not. Oh no. Okay, I found something else. Massive L for black gamers. You're getting insulted like hell by this company. So this is Newzoo. This isn't the one they're citing. They don't really specify what they're citing. Black gamers are most likely to want game characters that resemble them. In-game avatars are becoming extremely realistic. Not really. If you compare them to a picture of an actual person, not really. Yet, black hairstyle options remain notoriously sparse within in-game character creation tools. When these hairstyles are included, the customization options tend to be limited. Therefore, it is perhaps unsurprising that over a third of black gamers prefer to play with game characters that resemble themselves. How does that follow? It's hard to make a character with black hairstyles, therefore black gamers prefer to play as characters that resemble themselves. I don't think it follows. Societal issues. Players want publishers to take a stance. Importance of game companies taking a stance on societal issues. 17% of US gamers say it's very important that Call of Duty says... it's very important that Call of Duty says Free Palestine. Gamer sentiment study? Oops! Look like it doesn't exist. Guess what? Newzoo has a bunch of DEI studies. So we'll never find out what. 47% of gamers aged 10 to 65 say they don't play games they feel aren't made for them. Boo-hoo! If I was black, I would say the N-word after boo-hoo. Just so you know. Game design today still lags in diverse representation. 79% of main characters in games are male. Among 93 games analyzed that were released between 2017 to 2021. Right, so thousands of games come out every year. Are we talking, did they just do triple A's? Let's see. We compiled over 100 games released in the last 5 years between 2017 to 2021. The games we selected were the 10 highest selling games from each of the years. Right, along with every other major game release from the biggest gaming publishers, including Activision, EA, Nintendo, Ubisoft, and more. If you're filtering by sales, doesn't that suggest there's not a problem for sales if it has just male leads? If you filter for sales and what sells the most has men, haven't you already sort of stepped on your own toes? Anyway, we then removed all games that only allowed you to play with a fully customizable character, meaning we were left with a list of preset characters only. For clarity, fully customizable are characters found in games like New World or Animal Crossing, where you have total control over your character's gender and appearance. This left our final list as 93 of the biggest games released over the last 5 years. Using this to support a need for diversity for the health of the industry seems strange. Because games with leads that are not male, for instance, exist. This just suggests they're not being purchased as much. The only thing left to do is research and analyze the games to compile our diversity in gaming study. Preset characters in games are usually white and male. 79 in games, in the biggest games, like AAA for that time period, there are over 6 times more games with only male characters than there are with only female characters. Oh! Is this just trying to appeal to, like, ape brain? You know, if you give 2 chimpanzees the same food every day, they're happy. They're happy with that food. You give 2 chimps, like, a nut every day, they're like, thanks for the nut, thanks for the nut, thanks for the nut. If you then give one of those chimps, like, a grape, the other chimp will be like, holy fuck, why don't I have that? Ah! And it goes from being perfectly happy with nut to being like, where's my grape? Do you know how many games exist? Like, you're not gonna play all those games. I doubt it, okay? Why, is just the knowledge that there are 6 times more games with only male characters amongst these 93? Is that like, this has to change? I'm not gonna play them or anything, but that has to change. I need my grape. I was happy with these games I play, because I only play games with only female characters, but now that I know there are so many games with only male characters, I need more. I need my grape. I need my grape. The most diverse video game. What do you mean most diverse? So male, female, non-binary, that's 3 different. That's not 16 diversity points. That's 3. 3 different. 11 of 17 are straight. 6 of 17 are not straight. That's 2. That's not 17. That's 2 different categories that you've identified. 6 white characters, 7 black, Asian, and other ethnicity characters, 1 unknown or not applicable. Oh, it's the robot. It's what's his name? It's the one with the grappling hook. That's 2 racial categories. You've got white and BAME. You've done 2 categories. That's not very diverse. What do they mean by diverse? This game is so diverse that it will be hard for a game to ever be more diverse. Though it's setting the bar for where other games can aim to be in terms of inclusivity in the future. Right. If every game did this, if every game had the same breakdown of characters in terms of race, sex and gender, sexuality, or let's say every game was optimally diverse, there were no 2 characters in any game with the same setup of sex, sexual orientation, and race. And within every game, there was a perfect representation of every possible combination and no duplicates, so it was perfectly diverse. That would mean it's perfectly intra-diverse. There's intra-game diversity even. But then the diversity of games is 0 at that point. Don't you think things will get very samey? If literally every game has every arrangement of person carefully metered out so you encounter them at like an even rate. If that's what we're aiming for, if that's because that's what it looks like is being presented as the thing to go for, then between any 2 games, there's going to be no diversity. It's going to be the same. Conclusion. We're confident in saying that gaming, at least in terms of representation in characters within games, still has some way to go before being a true and accurate reflection of the diversity of modern society. Why does it have to go there? Why is that good? Have some games with that. Have games without that. Have some games with absolute extremes of only having one kind of person. Like if it's a game that even has characters. Have a game that has no humans whatsoever. Has only one kind of human and then other random shit. Like what? Just, hey, here's a really cool game for you. It's called Google Maps with notes on the ethnic breakdown of areas. There you go, perfect representation of the world we live in. Isn't that fun? Isn't that interesting? You have got me there. Fucking around on Google Maps is fun. You can't tell the same story you can with a diverse cast as you can with a non-diverse cast. And different combinations of cast. If you're bringing in elements of real-life culture, you actually need to have restrictions to tell certain stories. What a weird goal. Fostering diverse and inclusive teams and embracing diverse practices has always been the right thing to do. Diverse practices. Embracing diverse practices. So here's the thing though. Even the people who are meant to be story lords, even the people who are like, we need to tell incredible new stories, they're lying. They're lying, and we're about to see the way in which they are lying very soon. However, now more than ever, there is a solid business case to get diversity, equity, and inclusion right, or risk losing the unique opportunities that it affords businesses. A diverse and inclusive workforce can be advantageous for companies, making them more innovative, more profitable, and more likely to retain and attract talented employees. A survey found a correlation between diversity and innovation and profit, with companies with above-average diversity and leadership teams seeing an increase in innovation by 19%. 19% more innovative? What in the hell does that even mean? I feel like the god-tier game for diversity is gacha. It's mobile games, and specifically it's gacha games. Right, let's learn some diversity hiring. And hey, look! If someone really needs the character that represents them, and the only way to get that character that represents them is to gamble, ooh! Ooh, you fucking got him! I need the black lesbian character, or I don't feel represented. I have to do at least 60 rolls to guarantee it. Goomble, 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 goomble. Let's look at some of these videos. Hear from Mobilityware on how they focused on creating games for underserved players and match the focus on their diverse audience with a focus on a diverse workforce. 30% of all gaming developers identify as female, of which only 4% are black.
Mobilityware has been around for over 30 years.
Right, she's creeping me out. She looks like the actress from Medium and from that Lynch film.
If you've heard of Solitaire, you've heard of Mobilityware. We're currently at 70% female for our demographics, which drives a lot of diversity within our games.
More female means more diverse. It's happening again. I've only ever seen this done with black people, where they go, oh, it's almost 100% black people. That means it's super diverse. More woman, more diverse. There was a conference in New Zealand where the guy was talking about how, oh, we almost have parity. We almost have 50-50 women playing our games, but we need to do better. We need to crank that way over 50%. 70% female audience? What type of game we talking about? Just you wait, brother. Hiring for diversity.
So it's no secret, gaming's not known for being the most diverse industry, but we know our games are more powerful.
No, it super is, because that's all the press ever talks about. That's most of what gets mainstream attention. That, or how much money something gets, or how violent and dangerous they are. That's like the trinity.
And more enjoyable when more people are represented. The more diverse our team, the more players we can connect with from people everywhere.
To me, diversity means representing and respecting different cultures, beliefs, and perspectives in life. And I feel like sharing those experiences will just promote a richer and more inclusive society.
They're heroes. They're heroes. They're pushing society forward, right?
When I started 6 years ago, it felt more primarily male-dominated. We're very excited to see that diversity is really coming into play, not only in our games, but also with our executive staff and throughout our whole studio.
I think having a diverse team is very important. The product teams that I'm on are very diverse in terms of culture and experiences. In our Jigsaw game, we promoted a very unique puzzle pack that celebrated.
Oh, if we didn't have one of every race on our executive team, we could never have a jigsaw of a black woman in a mobile game. How else could we have come up with that idea?
It's Black History Month, and it was a huge hit with our players, and I enjoyed playing it a little too much.
Are you lobotomized? No, you don't. No, you didn't.
Reaching out to schools that we never have before in order to build up a workforce that is reflective of the people that are also playing.
Like, that's like a, I don't know. Forget diverse team. To me, that screams one-person project. I don't know.
Our games as well. So as we're building different games, we look at what can we do with our characters, what can we...
Candy Harvest. We're really pushing diversity forward. I don't think a woman has ever been seen in a pink apron before. We want to show that women aren't...
We do with our card backs that are important to our players and that show the diversity.
Oh, I see. I see. Diversity is important because it allows a mobile gambling game to have different card backs. I see.
We have also within our team.
So this change means our games become a better reflection of the world around us.
That phrase sounds insane. Because who cares? Why do I want that? It's okay if it does, if it's interesting in some way, but they don't mean it. It doesn't matter what it means because they don't mean it. It doesn't mean fucking anything. They're literally like, to bring it back to experiments with animals, they're like the birds that learn to press a button to get a treat, except instead of the button, it's this phrase.
The more diverse our industry is, the more powerful, enjoyable, and accessible our games will become.
Powerful games.
Our industry will only get better because of it.
Great, we had a little sample of their games. What else do they make? So these people are a perfect example of diversity, right? They have 70% female audience. They're the future, they know what's going on. Here's their website. Play Solitaire here. Let's see what their games are. They've got Solitaire. They've got Solitaire Match 3. They've got Klondike Solitaire, Pyramid Solitaire, Free Cell. Look how diverse it is. They've got Queen of Spades Solitaire. They've got Queen of Hearts Solitaire. Depending on which race of cuckold you are, you may prefer one or the other. Spider Solitaire, Aces Up. Monopoly Solitaire. Golf Solitaire. Oh! What do they have? They have Dice Merge. Without diversity, this is impossible. They have a social casino section. Facebook instant games. Incredible. Our players know best. 5 out of 5. Solitaire. This has become addicting. I play every day and sometimes more. And sometimes I play Solitaire more than once. How do you not kill yourself? Win big at your next casino trip by playing this blackjack app with the best casino-style experience. They've got Mahjong, but of course, it's special needs Mahjong. If you have a Mahjong game made by Asian people, it's the real Mahjong where you actually have to think and have a brain. This is Western Rainbow Team Mahjong, which is match 2 for literal retards. Oh, relax and train your brain. Oh, my brain. These are the people talking about how powerful diversity is to transform a gaming company into a powerhouse of cultural relevance. Fuck off. Fuck yourself. Puzzle cats. You know what? That's cute. You ever seen Puzzle Pirates? Congratulations, you won. Can't help but notice that this team talking about making your game represent the human demographics of the world around you, the most interesting, unique thing they have made features no humans whatsoever. They got a diverse team representative of the world's demographics to get together and brainstorm so that they can make a game that represents their players. Best thing they've done? Put cats in a cardboard box. I have used this app for about 5 years and it has been really good. The latest version, however, decided to completely take over my device using nearly 80 gigabytes of storage. It needs that, that's how you fit the diversity in. When it usually uses about 5 gigabytes. I raised a report with support and waited 2 days for a response, which basically said, thanks for letting us know. Alright, so this is Pillar 1. Hiring for diversity. Make sure you get people addicted to blackjack and puzzles. How do you design for inclusivity? Let's see. Supercell. That's a familiar name to me. Yes, because they make Clash Royale. I have familiarity with this. I've done I believe, a sponsorship for them. And I've simply played a bunch of Clash Royale as well. Hey, look. 2 out of the 3 examples Google use, mobile games. Interesting.
In the gaming world, main characters aren't exactly known for their diversity.
She said the line, when the camera cut off her, they threw her like a little piece of kibble. Good job, you said the line.
And there isn't much diversity in race, skin color, abilities, values, or sexual orientation.
Values?
So I think there's...
True! There are not very many racists in mobile games.
Clearly a lot of work to be done to level the...
99% of video game characters are not racist, yet 99% of people in the real world are. Representation matters. Dick Rider! What if I told you Clash Royale is really good? Unfortunately, look, what happens with a lot of mobile games? Of course the mobile game that's currently sponsoring me is completely different to this. You know, AFK Journey is totally different. Very sad thing about many mobile games is aspects of the design are often very, very cool and interesting. And if it were not a mobile game designed to leech as much money as possible via dubious methods, they could just be sick games, but they're undermined by their monetization. Oh, thank you for purchasing the Classic Gazette, Zera BP. If they weren't undermined by their monetization, they could be awesome, awesome games. Clash Royale is one of them, where it's not too bad, and it's more like not spending... You end up hitting the cap more slowly, but once you're at the cap, you're kind of leveled out with people. It just takes a long time. And like when you get when you get owned by a whale in Clash Royale, you don't, like, it's like, oh, I'm going to get destroyed by whales all the time in Clash Royale. No, because part of the trick is, once you start spending, you rank up faster, right? So if you don't spend, you get whales passing you quickly, so you run into them now and then, right? You get what I'm saying? Even the whales are punished by being forced into higher ranks where then they need to spend more and more and more if they want to keep going fast. But the fundamental design and idea of Clash Royale is really nice. It's very enjoyable. Sending your little dudes out on 2 different lanes with the energy at the bottom filling up and deciding when you can cast your cards and stuff. That's fun to play. Many games like it. I think pretty much every game like it I've played, though, has elements of pay to win or pay to progress faster, and I feel like that strongly undermines the design of the game itself. For a phone game, I think Clash Royale is about as good looking as a top-down phone game of that kind could look, right? 99% of mobile games just have ads/payment to remove ads, not competitive ones. Absolutely not the case with competitive mobile games.
Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Boom Beach, Brawl Stars, and Heyday. We want to create and evolve games with diversity, equity, and inclusion in mind, and I think that extends to how we relate as a team as well. We care about each other's skills.
Different people from different cultures get addicted to gambling in different ways. We need to... Oh.
But we also want to create an environment that celebrates strengths like empathy, warmth, or collaborativeness. And I think the things that we care about as a team will naturally flow into the way we make games.
Different cultures hide their credit cards in different places. We need to teach the children who play our game where to find mommy's credit card, depending on which race they are, depending on where they live.
Supercell has a really strong portfolio of legacy games that have been around for a long time. For example, I'm the former lead for Clash Royale, a game that has a whole host of characters, or cards as we call them, which...
And you send them out to fucking kill. You send them to kill and be killed. What are you talking about? Like empathy and love.
Originally, almost a decade ago, were predominantly male, and that means we have to be really mindful going forward to...
Yes, I actually like this. I like seeing women get killed. It's good that they've added more female characters. Also, wait, there's like a really strong female unit, right? There's that axe lady, the AoE, the anti-minion lady.
To even out that ratio. And we're constantly expanding our cards and having regular releases. And whenever we do that, we have discussions with...
Oh, adding more cards. That's for the good of humanity. Oh, flooding you with stuff that's hard to keep up with unless you pay? That's because they love mankind and want to spread inclusivity. Okay. Holy. All of these people literally enjoy the smell of their farts. Like, for real, not even figuratively. I guarantee you.
And we're encouraged to challenge our own thinking and our existing games. Last year, we jointly designed a 4-week bootcamp called Diverse by Design with Google. And
these guys are training the next generation. Yeah, Shinto and YouTube. Fighting games solved this problem in the 90s. If you want a game with like maximum number of cultures, races, sexualities, whatever, sexes represented, like fighting games are pretty perfect and have a tradition of doing that. Granted, as with pretty much every other game, fighting games are moving towards the nasty, like nickel and dime you sort of model. But fighting games are uniquely positioned to have mascots for countries and for whatever else you want to go, culture.
Pilot aimed to basically raise awareness on the importance of DEI, discuss inclusive game design, and uncover some hidden biases in creating games for everyone.
I think the biggest bias is in mobile gaming, especially looking at Supercell's roster of games, is in mechanical design and a bias towards, psychological engineering, perhaps. I'm less concerned about representation in those games.
We're making progress, but we can do more. To make truly diverse games, we need more diverse voices. And we want to show people that anyone can inspire the next generation of mobile game characters. And
anyone? That's such a diss. Holy f. Oh, your race would be perfect in a mobile game. What a fucking... How is that not hate speech? You'd be perfect in a mobile game as a character. Jesus Christ.
Anyone can create new worlds never imagined before.
No, they can't. If you have to base it on real cultures and real peoples, you can't make something never seen before. The whole point is you're copying. Racial plagiarism. What are you talking about? All right. The third pillar of diversity is advocating for everyone. Advocating for everyone earns deeper bonds with today's multicultural gaming community. Imagine how many people were upset. How many British women were upset. They thought they'd finally found a game that would represent them in Angry Birds. And they found out it's not even humans. Hearing from Archosaur on their DEI initiatives, their personal experience in the industry, and how their company focuses on building and supporting a diverse gamer community. Absorb everything these people say, okay, please? Suck it in, absorb it, remember everything. Hi everyone, I'm Bing. I'm the chief artist for the Art and Anime Centers at Archosaur Games. I've been in the industry for more than 20 years. From the earliest CG industry to the industry today. It's very emotional to witness the development of the entire Chinese gaming industry. So I am still on the front line and hope to lead the team to create pleasing images and works that resonate with people. Interesting. They didn't really show anything there, did they? They showed scenery and they showed an umbrella. The diversity of gamers. All our starting points and principles are to create a fair gaming environment. We also provide players with a reporting system that also encourages players to be little snitch bitches and create a more comfortable environment for themselves. We're focused on creating an engaging experience for players around the world. We've been continuously creating different types of games in the past years. She looks awfully young. Curious. With the changes of the era, we also take diversity and inclusiveness into consideration. We host community activities with different user groups online and offline. And also take DEI into consideration. We hope that different players from all over the world will be able to create an avatar unique to them. We're showing diversity and adapting to our diverse player base. 100% Kuma. I think that's the only demographic that matters. Let's look at their games. Inspiring, right? They want to create a utopia. It's the same shit we've seen for decades. Like, what is the... You can... Oh, I kind of love it, though, because we're going to end up with a billion Asian companies trying to leech off of all the DEI initiatives just by saying the words and doing the same shit as always forever, right? PC version milestone rewards. Get Magic Force. Get ready for Dragon Raja. Booba Blademaster. Warrior Tank. No. She's the underage character is called No. Let's learn about No. Superpower. Her superpower is that she can read, dude. True diversity. Personality. She's very mature for her age. Hobby. Hopscotch. Alright. World of Kings. This is a developer and publisher that Google have singled out as being orcs were born on the Eastern Wasteland. Human. Oh no. Bro. Diversity of age. I like how the only non-white characters are red. You can really tell it's made in China. The champions of DEI. The champions of DEI. I find it incredibly reassuring that a company like this can be given the thumbs up, literally just for saying the diversity lines. You just say the lines, and then they go, yes, you're diverse. Thank you. Ooh. Thank you. Yo, guys, I think DEI might be based. What the hell? This is DEI? I love DEI. Whoa. Now it's your turn. 14,425 people have shown their support so far. Let's make it 14,426. I'm convinced. Diversity means only white people and big tits and revealing clothing. I have learned from this. I will sign the diversity pledge. I will build teams with a broad variety of backgrounds and perspectives. I will create games that offer diverse worlds and characters. Every game will have a fire zone, an ice zone, a seaside zone, a poison swamp zone. True diversity. True diversity is when every game offers the same smorgasbord. That's what a game is, just a collection of things from real life. I will seek to serve gamers of all identities and life experiences. Why not just make something that's fucking sick? Why not just... I will have a good idea for something sick and then make it. Why isn't that an option? Spread the word. Championing diversity is a collective responsibility. Make your stand by sharing these pledges to your network with friends, colleagues, family. Anyone who wants to help build a more inclusive gaming community. I'm a DEI champion, and I pledge to build teams that include the widest possible variety in backgrounds and perspectives. But I can be other things as well. I'm a recruiter, I'm a game developer, I'm a product manager, I'm a marketer, industry advocate, I'm a gaming enthusiast, I'm an engineer, designer, C-level executive, I'm a business manager. You can't be a gamer though. That's it, we're pledged to DEI. I'm black now. Literal NPC! They're taking the piss. Someone on the inside is taking the piss. Holy shit! There is an inside person. Look at this corpo art. It's literally the NPC meme.